Are you an emotional manager, someone who takes responsibility for the emotions and moods of others? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Think about it. Do you spend your day calming other people just so you can breathe? If someone's upset, do you think it's your fault and automatically apologize? So many of us are stuck with habits like this. You might call it caring too much, as some people do, but your brain knows that it's just self-protective. Emotional managing is a protective instinct dressed up as care. You reach for other people's feelings as if they're yours to feel, to hold, to experience, smoothing the edges and swallowing your truth so that the connection to others stays secure. Even with strangers, the auto-sacrifice kicks in. It can buy you a few quiet minutes, but cost you over time in recovery. You become invisible as your needs slide to the bottom of the list yet again. But these behaviors didn't start yesterday. Automatic patterns of behavior were wired into your brain during childhood to ensure you felt psychologically safe. The habit of scanning, tending, and relief developed during childhood. And what now feels like this is just who I am is actually a codependent survival strategy that sucks your energy. And because it's instinctual and habitual, it happens automatically. All it takes is a sharp tone and your stomach drops. A delayed text and your mind spirals. You replay conversations at 2 a.m. in the morning, crafting the perfect message to keep the peace. Exhausting, isn't it? While the payoff is staying psychologically safe, the cost is actually immeasurable. You keep taking the same hits. You say yes regardless of the cost to you. You go along to get along instead of stating what you actually need. Or you carry guilt and responsibility that doesn't even belong to you. The highest price you pay is in resentment, the self-loathing, the feeling powerless to do anything about it. So many people suffer silently, replaying the same automatic codependent behaviors. Others take, and you keep giving. The pattern might lead you to feelings of powerlessness, but you are not powerless to change. Self-awareness is the first step to getting your development back on track and getting unstuck. That's why I created the Emotional Manager Quiz. 3 minutes, 10 questions, and you'll find out what level of self-protective codependent behaviors are operating in you. There are 4 levels that I've identified, and our goal is to rise to the level of self-manager. This is where we are actually living from our authentic self and not at the mercy of the codependent patterns that got wired into our brain. Over the next 4 slides, I'm going to talk about each of the 4 levels just a little bit to give you an idea of where you might have gotten stuck. When our brains are wired to function from level 1, you don't see other people's emotions as your responsibility. Your system defaults to the authentic self, using the self-protective persona only when you're under real strain. You tolerate discomfort without personalizing others' reactions. The developmental focus at this level is individuation, deepening self-knowledge and exploring the subtle patterns that may still be limiting you. At the wavering level, responding from the authentic self is situational. While you know it isn't your job to manage others' feelings, you're still subject to episodic hedging, appeasing, or over-explaining. You can also second-guess yourself when someone disagrees or questions you. The work here is to pause first, feel, and choose. So your first response isn't managing how the other person might react. At the Sherpa level, we definitely get into the territory of people needing to be needed and not feeling okay about themselves in situations where they're not useful or helpful to other people. This means that at this level, you carry others' emotional loads by default and postpone your own needs, equating helpfulness and usefulness with safety. Saying no to anyone at all feels risky, and so the self-protective persona actually runs the show here. The task of this level is to begin to develop and not protect the authentic self. Doing this by identifying needs and interrupting the stories that cast doubt and drive self-abandonment. At the CEO level, development stopped when you were young and you believe you really don't have a choice. Taking care of others is your role, and you can identify the emotions and needs of others easier than you can identify your own. Your authentic self has been neglected throughout your life, and building awareness of yourself, your purpose, and your needs is the first step in lessening the grip of your codependent persona. Whatever level of emotional manager you're at, you can pick up your development right where it paused. The part of you that says, this is too hard, is self-protection. It's not the truth. You don't have to tolerate being taken advantage of to keep the peace. You don't have to work harder than anybody else to be loved, included, or to belong. Your authentic self can strengthen so that you're able to let others have their feelings without making them your job. The Are You an Emotional Manager quiz is a 3-minute snapshot of where your energy goes today and which behaviors are doing the most damage. The value to you is clarity you can act on, a level, a pattern profile, and a next step that doesn't require you to be a different person. Just be anchored before you respond. If you take the quiz and your level is Sherpa or CEO, don't white knuckle it alone. This is your starting place. In psychotherapy, your self-protective patterns become apparent, and you learn to self-validate and self-soothe to slow your reflex to tend to others. You'll learn how to respond to others without rescuing and taking responsibility. This is a huge step in becoming who you're meant to be. In the Becoming Your Authentic Self group, you'll create the roadmap needed to make the shift from managing emotions to developing your authentic self, identifying the patterns that keep you stuck, and creating supportive habits of mind really helps you make this shift. The objective is not perfection, but fewer rescues, more clean asks, and the felt sense that you can stay you while others have their feelings. If you're interested in finding out more, book a consultation for psychotherapy or save your spot in the next group and start building the capacities that steady you on the road to your potential. Haven't you managed everyone long enough? Take the quiz, then reach out. Let's get you building those skills that keep you steady, even when everybody else in the room isn't. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Dranitsaris, and if this message spoke to you, don't let the moment pass. You can also order Not Broken, Just Delayed on Amazon. Subscribe to the Authentic Edge newsletter at andranitsaris.com for weekly tools and insights, and follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, where I share real stories and strategies to help you become who you are meant to be. Bye for now.